Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 5-day branding challenge that I'm going to run here on the Connect Together Facebook group. I personally love branding, and I'm really excited to kind of dabble into it this week a little bit with you guys and just give you some main tips that you can kind of use to dive deeper into branding. So there is so much that goes into having a consistent brand, and branding is so much more than having like pretty fonts and colors and logos. Your brand is everything in your business, and it's what sets you apart from others, because without it, we would all just kind of be the same. But before you know who you are and who you're serving, you need to figure out a few things first. So this week, we're going to skim the surface on a few things, like helping to discover your why, finding your brand style and voice, and define your target market. So we've all been asked before, what is your why and what's the deeper reasoning behind your business? So figuring out your deeper meaning behind your why will be one of the biggest things that you can do for your marketing. It reflects your business in a nutshell and helps to attract your ideal clients. So this is the secret to good marketing, because once you figure this out, you'll be able to connect with your target market on a deeper level and much more efficiently. So your mission statement articulates who you want to help serve in your business and helps build a stronger connection with your target audience. So your brand is an experience. So it is how you make someone feel. It is the experience that you give to someone. A brand is so much more than visual elements, and I personally think it's mostly non-visual, because it is all of how you make people feel and the experience you give them. It's not just colors, fonts, logos, all of that good stuff. Yeah, like there's a lot of psychology that goes into that, but your brand is most importantly how you make someone feel and how you serve them in everything that you do in between. And your brand should tell an experience your brand should tell a story and also be part of their experience. So sharing your personal story is another great way to build connection with your audience. If you can tell a story of your ideal client, you will be able to better market and attract them. So for example, if you can create like a story of your most ideal wedding day to you, articulate that story within your website and social media and your branding and marketing, you'll be able to pull those elements into your branding and marketing, and then you'll be able to better attract your ideal client. So we're going to run through a few questions that will be a good start to help you better find your ideal client. So exercise number 1 is 4 questions you should ask yourself. So number 1, write down the most fulfilling wedding or session that you have photographed. So when you're thinking about this, focusing on the what. So write down as many details as possible, such like location, size of the wedding, like how many guests were there, how many people were in the wedding party if there was one, decor. Did you like the decor? Was it not your cup of tea maybe? Timing. So how was the schedule of the day? The experience. So paint a clear picture. You can pull from different pieces from different weddings too. So if if one wedding wasn't start to finish perfect, you can pull elements from different sessions or different weddings that you liked and that you resonated with. Number 2, your favorite people that you've worked with. So focusing on qualities and personalities and age and where they lived, where their wedding was, their behaviors, their values and passions, were their personalities reflected in their wedding? How did their family and friends interact with them, and what was the whole vibe of the day? Maybe what concerts are they attending? Think of like their hobbies and what they like to do for fun, and think of how did you guys connect? Like what made that experience for you something that resonated with you that you want to do again. So think about that. Number 3 is your least fulfilling weddings or sessions that you've done. So this is what didn't sit right, what went wrong, and why did it go wrong? Where did it go wrong? Think again of the location and decor, the size of the wedding, timing of it. Be as descriptive about the entire experience as you can. Number 4, your least fulfilling people that you photographed. So think about what makes them different from the couples that you really connected with. So what beliefs and values did they have that were incorporated into their wedding day, and what were their behaviors, and really think about why you didn't connect with them. So there's no right or wrong answers here. This is not coming from a place of judgment, and there's no right or wrong. No one else has to see it but you. It's just really so you can focus and hone in on who you connect with. So as you're breaking down, you will probably start to see that your mission statement and your why will have similar correlations to your ideal client and as well as you. So you're going to find that connection, that correlation there, most likely, that who you are behind your business is will go hand in hand with your ideal client. And then once you figure out that, boom, you can figure out how to market to them. So once you break down who they are, their values, their interests, you can figure out how to market to your ideal client. Okay, as you can see, more goes into this than just taking pretty pictures and curating a pretty feed. So I'm really excited to just dabble into this with you this week and hopefully just dig deeper. So tomorrow, I'm going to dive deeper into 3 components that make up your brand. So I hope this was helpful, a helpful start to your week and branding tips, and I will see you guys tomorrow. All right, guys, welcome back to day 3 of the branding challenge for this week. And today I'm going to talk about 3 components that make up your brand. So how many of you guys have heard this before? Your brand is you. Although, yes, your brand should absolutely have a clear correlation with you. But today I'm going to talk a little bit more on the side of that your brand should serve your clients. You are just the first piece of your brand, and then your brand is made up from 3 parts from there. First, your why. The why and reasoning behind everything that you do. So think back to your mission statement that we talked about. And if you don't have that down yet, hopefully it can be a little bit more clear by the end of the week, and you can always refer back to this. Your brand is truly made up from who you are and your why. So the next component is your who. So take everything about you, your why, and now hone that in on your who. So who are you serving, and how does your brand correlate with that? But if we take it a step further, your what. So what are you serving them and how? What kind of service? What kind of experience? We all know it's pretty straightforward that what we do is photography, and who we serve are engaged couples. But if you lead with your why, you'll be able to connect with people on a deeper level. Also, if we dive deeper and know who your ideal client is, they become your who instead of just the generic engaged couples. So the same goes for what. What more do you offer your clients than just photographs and just taking their pictures? So for example, getting photos taken can be so awkward and uncomfortable when you're in front of the camera, but that's where I come in, making it all about your true relationship in a joyful, natural way, all while snapping pictures in between. So this is just something to think about. So I see how I led with my why, and then who I'm serving, and then I ended with what. So this is just something to think about as you're working through the information this week. If you haven't already, I highly suggest going and listening to Simon Sinek's TED Talk on this. This is his concept, and it will change your approach on the way that you present your brand and tell your story, and it is just so great. So I highly suggest going and listening to him. And then tomorrow, we'll be working through some questions and exercises to help build your story brand. So, yay, that's it for today, and we'll see you tomorrow. Hey guys, welcome back to day 3 of the branding challenge. Today, I'm going to talk all about building your brand story. And if you haven't already, make sure that you download the worksheet to follow along with so that you guys can write down your answers in the workbook. So going back to what I was saying on Tuesday about your brand being an experience and telling a story, we're going to break down those things a little bit more so that you can tie it all back to your mission statement and your why. So exercise number 1, I want you to think of 3 to 5 core stories that are a part of your business, brand, and story. So these can be stories of your past, maybe the exact moment that you realized you wanted to become a photographer, past struggles you went through that got you to where you're at today, some personality traits that correlate with how you run your business, or maybe just where you came from and your background. Exercise number 2. If you had to describe your brand to someone who couldn't see, how would you describe it? This is so powerful, you guys. So think of all 5 senses, how you want to make them feel, and maybe think of some adjectives to describe. So for example, like intentional, energetic, gentle, fun, anything like that. Exercise number 3. What are some qualities or traits that you love about yourself or that people notice about you? So think about the qualities that people are always telling you the most. So do these align with how you want to run your business and portray your brand? Most likely, yeah, because remember, you are the first piece of your brand. So most likely that is going to correlate. And if it doesn't, this is going to be good exercise for you to make sure that it does. And also remember too that it is okay for these traits to change as we grow older and experience more life. I know personally for me they have, just looking back at from when I started my business and just looking back at my younger self too. So it's a good thing to do these exercises maybe once a year just to kind of check in and make sure that your brand is consistent. Next exercise, what do you love about yourself? And then what do you love about your business? So put on some big girl pants and get some confidence here because no one needs to see this right now except for you. So just be honest with yourself and talk yourself up, girlfriend. What are some personality traits that you love about yourself? Maybe how you take care of yourself or others. What are you just so proud of in your business and how you run it? I feel that it is relatable that some negative things come to your mind at first. I know personally for me it did. So I just want to encourage you to push all those negative thoughts aside and shift your mindset into all good things about yourself and your business. How are you using these answers? So once you run through all of these exercises and review all the answers, I want you to make sure that you are communicating a clear message that aligns with your brand. So look at how you're using these answers from all the exercises that we've done on your website, your copyright, your social media presence, and everything in between. So a strong, authentic brand will do a few things for you. Number 1, it's going to create a sustainable identity in business, both online and in person. Because remember, your identity is also your brand. Number 2, attract trusting clients. By having a sustainable brand, you'll be able to build that brand trust, attract clients that will trust you, refer you, and be an advocate for you. Number 3, help you keep loving what you do and prevent burnout, because let's be real, that is the ultimate goal right there, especially when it comes to mental health, which is why I'm super, super excited because next week's topic is going to be all about mental health for entrepreneurs, because I think that's just such an important role that we all play as business owners. So I'm really, really excited for that topic next week, and I hope you guys are too, and we will talk to you then.